Hi, I'm Richard Lynn from ShowCarDetailing.com. Some people know me as OctaneGuy. We're going to use Claybar on this BMW M5 that I have behind me. And we're going to use some clay lube. This is Prima Glide. And we're going to use the Meguiar's C2000 mild clay. The first thing you do before starting to Claybar your car is make sure you start off with a clean surface. So I've already washed this car. The next thing to do is to feel the surface. This car most likely lives outside. It's got a lot of contaminants that are embedded in paint. So what we're going to do is we're going to lube the surface and make sure the clay is clean. You want clay that's easy to knead, and you want to knead it frequently. You want to make sure that the contaminants that you pull off stay deep inside the clay, not on the surface, so that way you don't scratch the paint. Then I'm going to take it and rub the paint with it. Make sure to keep the surface well lubricated. I'm applying a medium amount of pressure. You can see that if I pull the clay back, you can see my hand imprinted. You can see some of the contamination that's pulled off. I'm going to spray some more lube on here, clay some more. Just start off with a small surface or small area. You don't want to clay a large area because you want to make sure that you just are very thorough in what you're doing. Make sure you have a microfiber towel to dry the surface, because once you dry it, then you want to inspect it, feel it, make sure the contamination is gone, and if so, then you can move on to the next part. I'm going to grab a towel. Okay, I'm back with the towel. This is a microfiber towel. We call this our all-purpose towels. Very soft. The nap is very low. It's very good for wiping off things like clay residue. So then I feel it. Feels perfectly smooth. Doesn't make a sound anymore. I move my hand to an adjacent side. You can hear the sound over here. Go back to the area that I just did. There's no sound. That's it. Okay, as you can see the clay here, got some of the dirt in there, so we're just going to knead it. And we'll just keep on kneading it until we expose fresh, clean clay. If you get to a point of where you can't knead it anymore, then likely you need to replace the clay. I mean, if you keep turning inside out and it's still dark, still gray, still dirty, then that's time to replace the clay. So we're going to use this area here and clay this area right here. Again, lubricate it. Now, lubrication can come in the form of water or other quick detailers. You don't want something too slippery. Prima has a product called Slick, which is a wonderful quick detailer, a gloss enhancer, but it's so slippery that it actually makes claying difficult because it tends to make the clay glide across the paint instead of letting it shear off the contaminants. So you could use the water after you wash the car, but if the car's already dry, or if you just want to use something that's a little bit more slippery than water, lube is actually highly suggested. And you can tell that I'm always going in straight lines here, not going in circles. Clay is slightly abrasive, and a lot of times when you clay, you will lightly mar the surface. Won't really put scratches in it, but you might mar it a little bit. So it's just a good idea to go in straight lines. Inspect the clay. It's not too dirty. It's pretty dirty on that side. Wipe it dry. Feel it. Feels great. People often ask me whether Claybar can remove scratches or if it is going to remove clear coat. The simple answer is no. Clear coat is not removable by the Claybar process, and just in the same way, if you get a scratch in the paint, the only way to remove a scratch is by leveling it. You can fill it in to mask it and conceal it to a certain degree, but the Claybar process won't level paint and remove scratches. However, there are things that may look like scratches, such as paint transfer, that can be removed with the clay process, and once removed, it can appear that a scratch has been removed, when in reality it was just transfer. Claying a vertical surface isn't really any different from claying a horizontal surface. The thing to beware of is you always want to position yourself, stand at the right angle so you're not uncomfortable, because when you're claying, if the potential for dropping the clay is very great. If you clay with your fingertips like this, the chances of dropping it are far greater than if you were to put your hand over it. One thing I like to do is put my fingers over the clay so I can feel the paint. And as I drag the clay back, I can feel the paint at the same time. Don't put too much lube, otherwise the clay can become very slippery and hard to hold on to. Take a look at it. Wipe it, inspect it. Feels pretty good. Still need some more right here, although these are actually chips. So continue on.